Okay, you guys, so let's go ahead and get started. First thing that you're gonna want to do is you're gonna go ahead and place your sauna blanket on top of your massage bed. Now, if you have a typical black massage bed, those massage beds that are flat, you're actually going to have an easier time placing your blanket on there. Mine is actually one of those foldable massage beds, the ones that kind of sit up if you need them to. So for me, it's a little harder to place a sauna blanket on there. I have to do it in a specific way to where the person will fit on there and their head will be in the right placement and their feet will be also in the right placement, because you want to make sure that the entire thing, that you're using up the entire feet area of your bed, so that you don't end up having to have your client have to get up so that you can fix it. Because if you place your blanket too high on the bed, then you're not going to be able to zip it up, and you're going to have to get them out of it and then have to reposition the sauna blanket, and you don't want to have to do that. It just looks unprofessional. Now, the next thing that you're going to want to do is you want to go ahead and fold your sauna blanket so that you can place your sauna bag and so that you can get your client in there. So one thing to keep in mind when you're doing this is, yes, you want to fold it back in enough for the client to fit and to be able to get in there, but you don't want the other side of the sauna to fall on the floor. There's a round section where it almost touches the face, so you want to keep in mind that you don't want your client walking in and seeing that you have the side that is going to be on her face on your floor, because that's just not sanitary. And so now you're going to go ahead and place your sauna bag in there, and you're going to rip open the top of your sauna bag. Remember that everything I'm using here is actually listed below. Alrighty, so now that you have your sauna bag inside of your sauna blanket, now you're actually going to do the fun part. Now, this is the time when you can actually apply whatever product you're going to be using on your client. This can be any recipe that you like. This can be any sweat enhancer that you like to use. This could be a product that you sell. This could be a product that you buy for you personally that you actually really like. This could be something that you make at home. You can offer different recipes. You can offer recipes that just enhance the sweating on the client. You can also offer recipes that have different infused oils in them so that the client can relax. So at the same time that they're sweating, they can, have a stress-free treatment, and that way they can feel like they're treating themselves. So you're gonna basically put this all over their focus areas. You can do it, if you want, you can do it just specifically, let's say on the stomach, behind the leg, if they're trying to get rid of cellulite, or you can just literally put it all over where they want to sweat, like their arms. I would personally go ahead and place it all over the arms. You might as well take advantage of the fact that they're going to be sweating, so place it on their stomach area, arms, legs, even under the chin. Now with this specific client, I actually went ahead and skipped out on it because we were literally just doing this for demo purposes, and we were actually just wanting to show you guys how we wrap the client. This little handy dandy tool I'm using is going to be listed below for you to purchase as well. Now, you want to make sure that you're wrapping the belly area in a way to where when she goes to sit down to get into the bag, into the sauna blanket, it's not going to lift up. So as you can tell, I'm going like a little bit over on the bra so that it can stay and it doesn't roll down. Same thing with the area below, like the underwear. You see how I'm going like just a little bit lower, and you're gonna, with her, she's actually pretty slim, so when she sits down nothing rolls anywhere. But if you have a client that has a little muffin top, or even someone that has like, you know, a big old Nicki Minaj booty that we all want, then you may have to like go down even farther, just to make sure that, you know, that it's not gonna roll up when they go to get in there, because you want your wrap to stay specifically there, because we want it to serve a purpose. So you just basically rip it off with your hands, and it's all done. It's neatly done. You got your sweat enhancer underneath it, and I'm gonna do a quick demo on how we do the arms as well. When you get your clients in there, like I said before, you can choose whether you want to wrap them everywhere, have them looking like home mommy, or if you just want to specifically do the area that they're paying for. For example, if they're just paying for the tummy, then you probably just want to wrap the tummy. But I mean, you might as well just wrap all of the areas where they want to sweat. You might as well. You're putting them in there anyway, and it doesn't take much of your product anyway. So you want to make sure that you wrap them well. However, do ask your client if they're comfortable, because you don't want them to sit in the sauna this whole time with this thing being like way too tight on them, to the point that, you know, they're like losing circulation through that time. So same thing with the other arm. Go ahead and wrap it really well. Like I said, for this specific client, she's very slim, so wrapping her was like the easiest thing in the world. By the way, Nayeli, if you're watching, thank you so much for being my model for this video. By the way, Nayeli is actually a YouTuber. She has about 45 or 46,000 subscribers. So if you are not subscribed just yet, make sure to go check her channel out and follow her on her social medias. Thank you so much for being such a wonderful model today. And same thing with the legs. I am pointing exactly at the area where you should stop the wrap, because although you want to do it in a way to where it's going to stay when they go to sit, you don't want to cover too much of the booty, because that's not an area where you want your client to be sweating. We don't want them to lose the booty, unless they want to get rid of some of the cellulite on there, then that's fine. Go ahead and have your client, you see how she set her feet in there? That's exactly what I was talking about earlier, how you have to do it in a way to where they're gonna be able to put their feet in there and it's still gonna close. Now you're gonna go ahead and fix up the sauna bag on the client. This will catch all of the sweat, because trust me, they're gonna be like just covered in sweat once their time is up. Now you want to go ahead and basically tuck them in like a little burrito. If you do this very neatly, when your client goes to get out of the sauna, the bag is actually going to catch most of the sweat, or actually all of the sweat, so that this does not actually fall on your blanket. Because remember that this blanket, we have to sanitize it, and we have to use this for as many clients as you may have in a day. So you want to keep this as clean as possible. So it's just best to try to catch all of the sweat if possible. So then you go ahead and zip up your blanket. So now that you have in there perfectly put into the sauna blanket, you set up, or of course if you want to do this prior to your client getting there, you can do that too. I usually do it after because I like to just have them set up in there and all ready to go before I do this. I don't know, it's just preference to me. So I did want to show you this though, so that you see how to connect your machine when you purchase this. So basically all you do is turn it on and you just press on the first button to the left and it's going. And because I'm only setting her in here for 30 minutes, the time is already automatically there, so I don't have to change or do anything to it. If you were going to do a longer session on her, then of course you would need to readjust the time. Now the machine is basically going to start to raise the temperature inside of the sauna bag, so that's why you'll see those numbers changing. I would recommend at the least have your clients in there for 30 minutes, at the most 60 minutes. So then now I just want to make sure that I make my client comfortable by asking them what type of music they like, because we usually have music playing anyway. So whenever someone's in the sauna blanket, whatever type of music they want to listen to, we like to make them comfortable. I usually shut the lights off in the room before I walk out, and because one thing about being in the sauna blanket, you just never know when someone is going to have either like an anxiety attack or they're just gonna need to get out of it, like not be able to take the heat inside of the contraption, because you may have clients that don't like to be in enclosed spaces and they don't even know that they have this fear just yet. So you always want to be like sticking around where they're at, just in case they do have some type of panic attack or they start to feel nauseous. And also you want to make them as comfortable as possible so that they can actually relax in this and either fall asleep or meditate through the treatment so that they can last the full time, because girl, it does get super hot in there, so you almost need to meditate to be able to take it. Another thing you can tell your clients is to be ready to bring their AirPods with them, so that just in case they want to listen to their own book or their own music, they have this readily available with them. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention at the beginning is I always try to get my clients to change into our disposable underwear, which I will also link below, because they are going to be like just covered in sweat, so you don't want them to drive home in that with like wet underwear. So if your client does not bring a change of clothes, I would say change them into disposable underwear. We could not do that for the video just so that we don't get, flagged. Okay, so now that her time is up, we're gonna go ahead and get her out of the blanket. Just go ahead and unzip your sauna blanket. You want to unzip it lightly. You don't want to unzip it all the way because it's kind of hard to get the edges of the zipper to come together again. So you want to zip it like to where I unzipped it to. Go ahead and remember to put your gloves on before you get her out of it, because a lot of times people are like dripping in sweat and it is just unsanitary to be touching everyone's sweat. you want to have a pair of scissors like readily available. You want to neatly fold the sauna blanket back, just like I'm doing. I would recommend to have a pair of scissors dedicated to this procedure, so that you're not like, so that you know to keep these sanitized, and you're not like using the same pair of scissors for like opening up a snack, and then, you know, after you just unwrapped a client full of sweat. So you want to do, this is why it's important to wrap them very neatly, so that when you go to cut them out of it, you're, you know, not risking like cutting them or having them like freak out that you're gonna cut them. Wow, she is looking snatched. We gave her a cavitation treatment before we put her in here, and girl, she left looking so good. Look at that flat belly, girl. Yes, same thing with the arms, you guys. I will try my best to link some sweat enhancing recipes that you can actually create at home using nothing but natural products. It's best to use natural products when you're doing these wraps on your clients, because with sweat enhancers, sometimes they have harsh chemicals that may have a reaction on your client, and you just never know who is going to be sensitive to those chemicals. And so the heat with the sauna is just basically enhancing whatever the chemical is meant to do. So then the client ends up just being super uncomfortable and ends up having to get out of the sauna before their time is up, because they cannot stand like the burning sensation. So I would say stick to recipes that you can create at home and on natural products, so that one, it's gonna make the experience so much more comfortable for the client, and two, it's going to be a product that you know you made and that you know you can trust. And a lot of times things that we make at home tend to smell so much better than any product that you can possibly order from China. So we are done. We have come to the end of this video. Again, thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe if you happen to have